Right, here we are still at the ACG New York 18th Annual Wine Tasting Gala, Tavern on the Green, smack bang in the middle of Central Park, and who do I run into? Ted Morgan. How are you, sir?
Imagine that. Vic, great to see you, buddy.
Lovely to see you. Can you believe this weather, first of all?
I mean, you did everything. This is all you, right?
I prayed to all my gods, and it's transpired, but here we are. It's almost 500, more than 500 people, deal makers, very curated, one-on-one meetings in prelude to what is now a wine tasting.
Yeah.
And one of our partners and one of our supporters of this event and across the year for a lot of activities we do are Plante Moran, who you're with, sir. So
yes,
tell us a bit more about yourself, Ted, and the firm and what you do and your remit.
So the quick on Plante Moran, we're a 98-year-old firm, so we're coming up on our 100th birthday. First 50 years, kind of an audit and tax shop, and then the last 40, it's really transitioned to, again, audit, tax, full service consulting, investment banking, and wealth management. About 3,500 people globally,
wow.
Mostly in the Midwest and the Rocky Mountain region, as well as some international offices. I'm personally out of our consulting practice, which is about 650 folks. I do strategy and operations consulting, so market analysis, due diligence, things like that. And so that's a little bit back on the background of the firm.
Much of the chat, Ted, here in and amongst the deal makers, whichever tier or ilk of person and institution type or whoever they may be, is about the dynamic of the marketplace, the paradigm that we're in. We've just come off the back of an election. What are you seeing? What are you we're about to head into a new year. So what's going on from your purview?
Things are going very well. I think from a standpoint of, I feel like middle market private equity acquirers have accumulated so much investable capital that is already deployed. Fundraisers are going reasonably well. So the engine that drives this wonderful M&A market is still very alive.
Yeah.
I think from a, so I think a lot of us are all still here. Are you busy? Yes. Are you busy? Yes. I think from Plante Moran's perspective, we continue we'll do a record number of buy-side and sell-side transactions. That's always kind of a bellwether for us. So we'll do probably 550 deals this year around middle market deals in industrials, healthcare, and business services.
Yeah.
And so in addition to that, I think a lot of private equity firms that are in the room here today, they're trying to also fix their businesses because they need to sell them.
Yeah,
at some point, right? That's the other side of the equation.
What are your thoughts on the exits environment? I mean, there's a proliferation between private equity selling to private equity. I mean, is that going to continue? Are we going to see more corporate strategic acquirers come into the fray?
You remember when back in 2016 that people were always talking about when's the recession's coming, and then it was 2018 and still didn't come, and then the pandemic hit. Obviously, that was that shook us on our feet, shook us off our feet. I feel like the private equity, folks buying other private equity owned companies, as well as other independents and carve-outs, those all still happen. I mean, in terms of so we haven't seen. And I think most in the crowd this lovely evening would agree. The deal environment for deals getting done is still very active, including private equity, family offices. How many new family offices do we have here today?
It's unbelievable.
I've never seen more family offices tonight than I have at any other event for ACG, and we've been coming out here for 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Well, that's a great segue into ACG and your involvement and. How integral is an event like this for you? What does it do for you as a conduit?
I think our relationship with ACG has really I'd say progressed and matured over the years. So when we were starting our private equity practice just 12 or 15 years ago, we were highly dependent on just coming to places where we could see people and share and tell our great story and shake some hands. And I think now, particularly in New York, as we built out a very robust practice, this is more of a client relationship management event for us and a branding event for us. So we're so active with so many firms in the room.
Yeah.
And so I think this event is, it's my favorite of the year, right? I mean, you put a lot of this together.
I'll pay you later.
Wonderful environment. Again, people are coming out of the pandemic. I mean, people want to have fun, and life's hard enough. We're all working hard. You work hard. I work hard. Our wonderful camera crew works hard.
Yeah.
So I think that the notion of having an event that brings people out like this, like the ACG New York wine tasting event, people are like, what, are there 500 people? You better believe there's 500 people, and
Yeah.
we're having a great time.
And it's, look, I'm not going to keep you from the
Yes.
rowdiness, and
Yes.
it's brilliant to see you and your
For sure.
support, and we thank Plante Moran and you, Ted, and
Cheers. Yeah.
fabulous.